Celebrating Black culture, which stretches back farther in St. Augustine than many may know.
Yeah, the first free Africans in America lived in the area. And when Spain still ruled Florida, Fort Mose became a refuge and home for people fleeing slavery.
This isn't so much a costume as it is period dress.
Historian and reenactor James Bullock is dressed in the garb of Captain Francisco Menendez, famous in Northeast Florida and a key figure for his time.
I'm dressed in the manner of a soldier in the 1740s.
Menendez was born free in West Africa, brought to America as a slave, then escaped from the Carolinas to St. Augustine in 1724. He was one of many who found freedom on the First Coast thanks to the Spanish-controlled ancient city, and Menendez became leader of the militia.
It is a story that needs to be told, and by everyone and anyone that'll listen.
This is Fort Mose, just north of the city gates to St. Augustine, and this is where those slaves fled to freedom. It was America's first free black settlement, with an underground railroad that ran north to south 150 years before Harriet Tubman.
When I saw a reenactment that we did a while back, and it sort of brought tears to my eyes to think about that journey that they took of 377 miles to get to Florida to gain their freedom.
Fort Mose is a place Historical Society President Charles Ellis and James Bullock treasure for its historical importance and the effect it can have on the future.
Our country inherited the slave trade that the English gave us. We don't need to punish ourselves over it. We just need to acknowledge it and to see how that changed people's lives.
Fort Mose is the birthplace of freedom, the birthplace of freedom. The first free Black American baby was born right here in St. Augustine, free.
They were forced out of necessity to work together, to need each other, to cooperate, to adapt, and to grow, and that it's always been a diverse society here because that's the way the world was.
And there's so much more to know and appreciate about Fort Mose. You can search out info from the Florida State Park System, and so we put a link to the Historical Society inside this story on news4jax.com.
And one new feature we'd like to highlight that launched today is a self-guided education tour along the Flight to Freedom Trail. The signs will include QR codes for visitors to scan, launching videos of reenactors telling their story. Wow.
And Mary, the first time I heard about Fort Mose was when our TV station was covering the 450th celebration of St. Augustine.
Right.
And that's where I really first heard it. And I thought, wow, this is an incredible thing to be connected to the first free Black community in the entire country.
So humbling that all this history is just right here, right in our backyard.